Evening guys, welcome to True Shot Reviews. Tonight I'm just looking at some of my own personal ear protection that I keep and use. So these Allen, they are $13.95. I've had these for quite some years. Tend to use them more for pest control in a hide, purely because they do have a selector button, which if you push it, it blocks out 25 decibels, but if the button's out, it blocks out 12 decibels. So you are able to actually communicate, especially as I generally have somebody else in the hide with me. They have silicone tips, and as you can see, the button just presses in and out, and you can actually feel when the button's pressed harder because they grip more into the ear canal, and that blocks out a lot more sound. Recently I got recommended these Decibullz, so we were starting to try them, but equally these are, for me, they're fantastic for the hide shooting. But we got recommended to come over to the Decibullz by a good friend of mine for clay shooting, and they are very comfortable, and they're only $25.99 off of Amazon where I picked these up. These again, they have silicone tips, but they do come with quite an array of ear tips for them, and you have some foam ones. So with the silicone tips, you are blocking out with 24 decibels, but if you changed over to these foam tips, you're actually reducing that down to 31 decibels. Personally, I didn't find the foam was a very comfortable fit in my ear canal, but each ear is different and everybody else is different. I do know a good friend of mine who does shoot with them with the foam on, but I just prefer the silicone. Now, when these are in, they're very, very silent. You can't hear a lot of noise around you, and trying to talk to somebody is quite tricky. Although I have recently worked out that this little plug, if you pull it out, it kind of acts like the selector on the other ones. So you can hear people, but you have got to then remember, obviously, to pop the plug back in. They come with this little carry bag, which I keep in the clay bag, and that just lives there with them. The moulding was very easy. I did it all off camera because I actually wanted to use these before I sort of did this little review of them. They went into a cup of hot water for 4 minutes each and then moulded into the ear. But there's loads of videos on the internet talks you through exactly how to do them, and that's exactly what I did. But yeah, I think for the price, both have their own place. Certainly the Allen would be my choice for the hide shooting, like I said, because I can actually talk with somebody else with them in very easily. The Decibullz, I will wear them pretty much all day at a clay shoot. If I'm having lessons, I tend to pop them out a little bit more just so I can actually hear. Yeah, so in my opinion, both ear protection systems have a place, especially in my kit bag. So like I said, these brilliant for pest control, hide shooting, all of that sort of stuff, and these for clay shooting, and I'd highly recommend either of these to anybody that's getting into shooting. Price point, maybe, you may be looking at something a little bit cheaper, the Allens, but if you want to spend that little bit extra money, which I think is only a tenner, I would highly rate the Decibullz, especially if you're going to be doing a lot more clay shooting and stuff. Well, that's my honest review. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.